Raising stepchildren adds a particular twist to the interracial relationships because of the very nature of those relationships. One has to use a different set of rules that may or may not be accepted by the children from the other partner. This is what Nancy had to endure in her union to Honorable Shakir, but fortunately for her, the different set of rules worked to her advantage.
These are not my biological children. And they're not her biological children either. They were both adopted. So that is why she was probably feeling different. Okay? If they were her children and they were leaving them behind. They are her children, right?
Yeah, they are. That's what I said.
She had a different...
she raised them from childhood, from birth, so
from baby, yes.
Her children. Yeah. You don't expect to turn up in a household and it's not necessary. You're of course, your father, her father is marrying you. You're another woman in the life of the father, and that's a daughter. So obviously there is that. But it was to be expected because I think it's more or less the same relationship with her mother.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. So it's like that. So I didn't feel as strange as such because considering there was the same relationship with her own mother. So I felt like maybe she just needs a little bit of time. And actually it didn't take long after because, of course it is strange because I'm a young woman and right immediately I get married. I think in 2008 you get, 14-year-old, 15-year-old son. And I think maybe that's why I'm closer to the boy. I'm close to my daughter also. We are very close. By the way, right now, if you'd see us, you'd think we're actually sisters. It's just that the skin color now is different. But I think because we have the same personalities with probably Omar, that's why, and he's the baby of the house. So you'll realize he's always hanging around mommy all the time. Yeah, he'll probably, and like I said, also boys with mothers. That's the sort of relationship that is there. Girl with the father. Now the two, you'll rarely see the two, the boy and the father together. It's unlikely. Yeah, they can sit together and all, but he'll probably speak to me. Both of them, I think, would rather talk to me about something that is bothering them than they would. He's nice and all, but he's the strict one, I suppose. I'm more harsh. Like I would tell you off, like stop that right now. He would probably go off on them. So, okay, stay away for a bit, let him cool down, considering. And you don't tend to assume, because he's come from outside, a lot of politics, he's tired. So that's why maybe they're inclined to be more, closer to me. Like he said, they were trying to also bridge a gap. He said it clearly. They needed a mother. And if they can find that, and like I say, any woman can be a mother. You have the instincts that are there. Love is unique, that's one thing, because when you're born, nobody teaches you how to hate. And of course, you don't want to be that, stepmother type of thing. And considering that she was older, I did not want to be I cannot be a really mother to her. I can be a friend, and I can be like her sister.
But they don't call you mother, do they?
Okay, except Omar.
What does he call you?
When I'm with other people, he'll say mama.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Even Mariam, he'll say mama. Always she'll say, or he'll say mama. Yeah.
But I thought she called you auntie or something.
Yeah. Omar calls me auntie. Yeah, that's what he calls me. Yeah.
So close are the stepchildren to her that they have now become another bone of contention in the couple's union. Honorable Shakir and his Bukusu love were raised differently, and their values on how to raise children vary too.
Most of our argument, mostly I think it's kids. Because he is from that era where, your daughter should not have a boyfriend, your son, and it's what I say to the kids should be the law. See, right now you can't do that. They'll have a comeback for you. And I'm more let's discuss it, let's agree about it. Because these are kids who are older. You're not going to tell someone like Omar, he's 22 right now, or you can't go out, you can't do this, you can't do that. Yeah, you have to protect your kids, but they have to go and experience life. You, like he says, Mariam should not go out and to a club or something. Like, seriously, she's in university. People in her university are going out. You just need to teach her how to be responsible, and that's good enough, because you don't want a situation where she sneaks out. And that's the same thing I say, because I was raised differently from my sister. Yeah. When I was, our time, me and my elder sister, we were, you know, you know where the gate is. The only time that gate is open is when your parents were coming in or going out. You had a landline, they would call to check if you're even in the house, you know, that sort of thing. And they would do probably shopping for the whole month. So the only time they would even send you, maybe kama kitu imeisha, is maybe Royco. The only time they would send you to the shop, you run like hell. You know, you're like so excited, because that's the only time you get actually an opportunity to see outside, and it was so wonderful. But now, the current generation, you cannot raise them the same way. For us, it worked, because us, we used to be cane. Right now, try and cane that. 1 minute, ametoroka. Next minute, this one. And then you, like my sister, I want to know who your boyfriend is. Yeah, because you cannot teach them how to be responsible without or pretending it's not happening, and that's his style. Like, you know it's happening, but you don't want to believe it's happening. But unfortunately, it's there. It's there, and we have to live with it. And that's probably where the point we disagree. Kids, that's it. He feels they should be, you know, under lock and key. I feel, yeah, you're very strict on them. That's the problem. I feel they are growing up. They need a bit of flexibility. And then caning a child that is not caning, you know, you can't keep, you know, threatening to be beating them all the time. They are grown-ups. And clearly, you know, for someone like a girl, when she gets married and she's being beaten, she will start thinking it's normal, because even my father used to beat me up at the age of 20. It's not right. So maybe that is something that at least he knows he can't touch her. Yeah? He cannot. He knows that. Yeah? But before you would think, okay, she's still at the age of caning. I mean, no.
The duo too has personality differences apart from their wide age gap. Nevertheless, they have learned how to handle this challenge by doing things that enable them to grow together.
One thing I can tell you, he's the funny one. So he has to keep entertaining me all the time. And we do go out for dinner like any other normal couple. And we do watch TV together. We do walk together. And like I said, we do work in the same office most of the time together when he's around. So there are lots of things. We garden together, though he's jinxed. When he plants something, it doesn't grow. But so we make him dig, as you can see.
I'm more outgoing and she is more conservative. Yeah. I like people. She doesn't like too many people.
No, that's not it. I just like alone time. Let me just put it like that. People say I'm not, okay, not that I'm not friendly, but I just like to keep to myself.
Parties are not your thing.
Yeah, parties are not my thing for some reason. It's total opposite. I should be the one partying and all, but he likes the party life. Not really that. I would rather read a book. I call him a hoarder.
She doesn't like me.
I like a big space with less things. He likes to have things.
No, I like to keep old things.
Old things. Even those ones you are not using, he will insist on keeping. Actually, that I don't even mind. You should see others. Really?
Like my television.
Like, can you imagine? And it's not like we have no television. I mean, there's a new television, but we are not putting it. But then I said to him, okay, fine. There you have your television. I'm going to get a new flat screen. Told him to get a flat screen, because this is analog. Come on. Yeah, it's nice. It's a memento. It's good memories and all. I do understand that. But then at some point, it's analog. there.
No, I like old things. I like my old things.
I like old things. I like antiques, but
No,
I don't
I
like to
things that we
hoard. There's
had
a
in the family.
difference.
I
There is
like
a
things that we
difference.
had in
Even
the
his
family.
own brothers say, you hoard. Because he was like, what are you keeping this for? Like I remember when mom passed away, because his mother passed away recently, and nobody else is really keen on taking anything, but you should have seen him. Oh, let me take this. Oh, let me take this. And Zamir was asking him, really, Baijan, what are you going to do with that? And like, okay. At that time, I just, because your mom has passed away, let me just leave him alone. Yeah, but he really likes to keep things, be tables, chairs, things you really can't sometimes even use. He likes to do that. And I like to have, like you would probably prefer to have even 3 carpets here. I want 1 carpet. But finally, I think I win. Interracial is not really a challenge for me. I don't think, maybe for him, I don't know whether, it has not really been a challenge for me. His politics, maybe, yeah, politics, and sometimes they say if you can't beat them, you just join them. Yeah, because politics is a dirty game, and you have to protect what's yours. So that's how I think about it. Sometimes I have to learn how to, like, I told you I don't like to be around so many people, but now I'm beginning to learn how to be around a lot of people, to speak in front of people, smile. No, I cannot pretend to smile. That's the problem I have now.
Being a member of parliament has given Shabir a quest to continue campaigning for intermarriages. He participated in the passing of the marriage bill, which makes it legal for a man to marry as many wives as he wants. According to the Honorable, the bill is great as it fights discrimination.
No, if you're a state officer, you must remain a state officer. You cannot then go and hide behind limited companies. That had been the problem.
It was passed by men, and I was one of the few who objected. Although we are allowed polygamy, I think what the bill was saying is the rights of the other woman. Yeah, that I accept. If you have another woman, then you stayed with her, or you've had children with her, or whatever, or you must have certain responsibilities towards that woman, and that I accept. I think it's very much part and parcel of the culture that we have, of the society that we are in, and also of the religion that I'm in. You know, I mean, what you do not know is that if you have 4 wives, you have to treat them equally. You know, and literally. And so the reason I say that the lady MPs they're not serious. They could have made a very much better bill by being there, but they were not there. They were not there. So the marriage bill that has been passed is, we made the best of a very bad thing. If you had allowed some of our colleagues who spoke out very loudly to have their way, it would have not been a good bill. But the very fact that they did speak the way they did, there were some of us who were able to craft it. You see, when somebody says something, you can craft it the way you want. So that we could craft it in a way that suited us. And I think the bill is not a bad bill, frankly. It says polygamy is allowed. Yes? But in African society, polygamy is allowed. Now, if you go and say polygamy is not allowed, people are still going to, the African man is still going to be polygamous. Yeah? And he's going to have mistresses who is going to mistreat.